Who am I? Let me explain.
A brilliant YouTuber and creative talent, this handsome almost 20-something has taken the internet by storm, creating fun and unique YouTube videos around gaming and nerd culture. With almost 5,000 subscribers and a Pac-Rat army, this small screen debutante is ready to entertain you.
Need I explain more? I do need to explain more? Yeah! Okay, there's way more to Pacmancase than just that. Okay, let's keep going with this video. What is good, my Pac Rats? Pacmancase here. Guys, thank you so much for coming and joining me. Thank you seriously for watching and subscribing to the channel. We just recently had a Retro Rick debut on his channel, which brought in a lot of new subscribers, and I have a bad habit of not explaining to the new subscribers what is Pac Rats all about.
Who are you?
Who is Pacmancase? Who is this guy?
Who the hell are you? Come up screaming my ear.
Yelling and yapping at me about video games all the time? Well, that's what this episode is all about. Let's get you guys caught up. Alright guys, first things first, my name is Pacmancase. That stands for Paul Andrew Case. Case. Okay, I didn't think it through because it was my Instagram handle. I didn't know I was gonna start a YouTube channel, and now I'm stuck with Pacmancase. But P-A-C for Paul Andrew Case. I'm a man, so that one's pretty easy in the middle, and Case is my last name. So there you go, Paul Andrew Case Case, aka Pacmancase, at your service. Let's keep learning a little bit about moi. Alright friends, I started my YouTube channel about 3 years ago. I started it in thanks to John Riggs. You guys know him very well, great gaming content. I was in a gamer group on Facebook with John Riggs called the Seattle Retro Gamers. You guys can go check that out if you would like. I'm assuming they're letting people into the group who aren't actually from Seattle, but at this point, it's just a big group to talk about video games. But that's another story. I was friends with John Riggs on Facebook due to that group, and I was interested in starting a YouTube channel. And John Riggs says to me, if you start a YouTube channel, I will be your first subscriber. And it was true. John Riggs gave me the nudge I needed to start my YouTube channel, and he was my first subscriber. So it's pretty cool to have John Riggs be your first subscriber. So John, thank you so much, man, for supporting the channel and getting me started on this thing. Just like many of you guys, I was a gamer kind of casually, right? Through the console generations. I loved the 360, I loved the PlayStation 2, I was a big PlayStation 1 guy, Nintendo 64, God, I can't gush enough about that console. But there was so many games that I never played growing up that I just kept finding out in the wild. You had these fantastic hunting channels, Game Chasers, Metal Jesus Rocks, right? We all watched this stuff in amazement as they were finding these very cool items, but technically hidden gems that we had never heard about before, and it kind of like sparked some stuff, right? So I started to heavily collect in 2015, where I really went after some of the stuff I never got to play. And before I knew it, I was at almost 4,000 games in the collection, which was absurd to me at the time. The coolest part about the collection is that aside from an NES library that I had with my dad growing up, everything else was just a couple games that I had kept per system collection. And so for me, I have grown my current collection basically 90% from garage sales, thrift stores, flea markets, and so on. So, and if it wasn't from those things, then I got the collection from flipping games. I am not a flipper per se. That's not my common goal here for video games. I definitely love to play games, but you guys can go check out my gamer versus collector video that was thrown out by Retro Ghetto last year, which kind of makes people be honest about whether they're truly a gamer or if they just collect games to put on the shelf. And at that time, I was very much a collector. I have slowed down on specifically collecting just to throw titles on the shelf and moved back in to actually playing games, aside from creating content for YouTube, which completely takes away from you being able to game, but that's another story. So from the YouTube channel that's created 3 years ago, thanks to John Riggs, all the way until now, huge shout out to Retro Rick, thanks for coming and doing a room tour, but it has brought so many new people to the channel, I wanted to explain what my history is and where I came from. But did I also mention I used to make movies like this?
Peanuts are a lot like customers. You have to break through their shells to get to the good stuff.
And like this?
There's an old wives' tale that if you drop the silverware, fork, spoon, whatever, a man will come to your door to visit.
That's what my grandma told me. I was probably like 10.
And also this. I started YouTube because I had a love and a passion from my previous life, if you will, of making films and making movies. Translating that and moving it over to the small screen to dedicate it to video games was literally a combination made in heaven. So I love the games, I love making movies, and I think what I realized in doing YouTube is that aside from making the stories and the elements of filmmaking, I really enjoy the cinematography aspect, which has given me an opportunity to film shorts like that. And transition it to cool, fun B-roll that I find really interesting, like this. So what else do you guys need to know about Sir Pacmancase? Well, number one, I love comic books. I've got a small comic book collection that I've had since childhood. I was a huge fan of the X-Men, huge fan of Spider-Man growing up. Like I said in previous videos, my favorite villain is Sabretooth from the X-Men series, and I am currently collecting toys for him right now. I also love to draw. I originally went to school for 2D animation. I wanted to go to Disney and work as a 2D animator, and unfortunately, right when I went to school is when they started that huge 3D push in animation, and I wasn't as much of a fan of learning that as I was 2D animation, so it kind of stifled me from moving into animation, and instead I moved into directing and filmmaking instead, which is why we're here now. On top of that, when I grew up, my dad was a rock star. He was in multiple bands. You know, this was all small time stuff. They were going and playing gigs and shows and, you know, bar scene. But it was cool. My dad had always been a bassist, but I was around music all the time. And I fell in love with drums. I fell in love with drumming. And that has always been something I've always enjoyed. Unfortunately, you know, throughout the years, it's been hard to get a live drum kit, but for the longest time I've played on an electronic kit, and I still to this day very much enjoy the drums. So maybe one day I'll do a full-length video on drums and kind of what my favorite style is and what I do, but yeah, man, I'm a drummer. Guys, last but certainly not least, I consider myself a funny guy. Woo. Just kidding. No, I'll stop. I kid you not. There's so many times I cannot stop being sarcastic or goofy or say some inappropriate stuff in hard times. But that's the joy of life, because we can spend all of our moments being sad, frustrated, upset that things aren't going our way, or we can make light of the situation that would be better suited for us and our health to laugh it up. And I don't know why I just got Dr. Phil on you, but you know, anytime you need it, give Pacmancase a call. So if you guys just came across the channel, if you watch this all the way through and you're like, man, I still don't care about this guy, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you guys have been a long time watcher and subscriber, thank you to my Pack Rat veterans. And if you guys are new to the channel, welcome to the Pack Rats. It's time for us to have some fun. Let's rock and roll, let's enjoy ourselves, let's play some games, and let's make some awesome content, guys. So if you enjoy what I got going on, thank you so much. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Everybody always tells you to do, but seriously, YouTube will not send you my videos if that notification bell isn't on. So hit it. Hit it good, smash it, whatever you want to do. Everybody always says dumb stuff. Just, you know, if you want to support the channel, awesome. Aside from that, guys, let's get our game on for the next episode. Peace.